Hello, this is Math 7, Period 3 is where we are making this lovely recording. The time, it's almost 11:15. So, we are going to be learning about multi-step inequalities today, and at the end I will show you the answers to the bell work. We made a recording earlier, but there were a couple mistakes on it, so I'm just going to show you the answers to the bell work at the end of these notes. So you can check your homework from yesterday to make sure yours are right. If you are unable to be with us, we miss you. All right, so we have what, 3 kids not here today in this class, and I have 2 I know in 6th period that probably are missing it. We miss you. Look forward to having you back. Multi-step inequalities. This is just like what we were doing when we did multi-step equations, except we are dealing with greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to signs, and sometimes you have to flip your inequality sign. So let's start here with this one. Minus 5. This is like what we were doing yesterday. This is just a 2-step. You get 22. 2x is greater than 22. Divide by 2. X is greater than 11. You put 11 in the middle. 10, 11, 12. The big numbers to the right, little numbers to the left. Open circle, x has the big end, it goes to the right. Now let's do this next problem. To get rid of a negative 11, add 11, add 11. X divided by 7 is greater than or equal to negative 3. Multiply both sides by 7. I'll just switch colors here so you can see the step. And x is greater than or equal to negative 21. Negative 21, negative 22, negative 20. It's going to be a closed circle going to the right. X has the big end. Any questions? On the next problem, we have to get rid of subtracting 3. Add 3, add 3. You now have x divided by 4 is greater than or equal to negative 5. Multiply both sides of your equation by a 4. And yes, you have to show this step. X is greater than or equal to negative 20. Closed circle, negative 20, negative 22, negative 21. X has the big end, big numbers go to the right. Which one? Oh, negative 20, that should be negative 19, you're right. Negative 19, I could make that a negative 21, that's better. Thank you for finding that mistake. Okay, now we're going to go into the multi-stepped ones. In number 1, you have to distribute first. And you distribute the 4 to the x and the 4 to the 3. 4 times x plus 4 times 3 is 12 is greater than or equal to 60. That's worth a point if this were a test or quiz question. Now we do our first step to undo this. Subtract 12. That is worth a point on your test or quiz. Now you have 4 times x is greater than or equal to 48. That's worth a point. Then you have to show the next step, dividing by 4. That is worth a point. You get x is greater than or equal to 12. Then we put a 12. You get a point for doing a closed circle because it's got the line. X has the big end. Big numbers live to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points on that problem. Okay, we have to be careful. Now any questions on number 1? Okay, in number 2, This is where you want to get rid of your subtraction signs. Combine your like terms. 7x plus a negative 3x gives you 4x plus 10 is less than 42. Does everyone see how I got that? That is worth a point. Subtract 10. 4 times x is less than 32. Any questions? Then we're going to divide both sides by 4. X is less than 8. Then you have to graph it. Open circle. X has the little point, little numbers live left. Any questions? All right, let's go to the next one. Add the opposite. Now, negative 6x plus a 2x, negative 4x plus negative 1 is less than 7. If you kept it minus 1, that's okay. You still have to add 1 to make it disappear. So, how do I get rid of a negative 1 or a minus 1? Add 1. Now I have negative 4x is less than 8. Here is where I have to remember to flip my inequality sign. I'm going to write it down before I do anything else or I'll forget to flip it. Now we have x is greater than negative 2. Negative 2. Open circle. X has the big N. Big numbers live to the right. Any questions? Everyone doing okay? Am I going too fast? Is it about right? Okay. These aren't that bad to do. They're sort of fun once you get into the rhythm of them. Okay. Add the opposite. 10x plus a 1x is 11x. Plus negative 6 is less than or equal to 38. To get rid of a negative 6, you add a positive 6. It will cancel it out. We now have 11 times x is less than or equal to 44. Then divide both sides by 11. I know you kids know the answer already. You don't want to show this step, but hey, it's worth a point. So you will show it because, yeah, each one of these things are worth a point on a quiz or a test. Now, 3, 4, 5's a big number. Closed circle. X has the little point. Little numbers live left. Any questions? All right, let's distribute. I'm going to go ahead and add the opposite there. So I now have 8x plus negative 10 is greater than 30. To get rid of a negative 10, I add a positive 10. We now have 8 times x is greater than 40. Divide both sides by 8. X is greater than 5. 4, 5, 6. Open circle. X has the big N. Big numbers live to the right. Any questions? All right, let's go on to the next one. I'm going to add the opposite. Distribute. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x plus negative 5 times negative 11 is positive 55. Is greater than negative 90. Now, subtract 55. Subtract 55. Negative 5x is greater than, add the opposite, a negative 145. Is that right? I think so. All right. Oh, it's going to be a flipper. I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 5. It flipped. I've got that taken care of. X is less than a positive 29. 29. Open circle going to the left. Any questions on what we were practicing here? Okay, let's look at the back side. And here, these are all pretty simple. Go ahead and do these problems here. These aren't as hard as the problems we did together. On Monday, I'll have another review sheet for you to do that is the multi-step. These all look like two-step problems, don't they?